Now, I'll quickly take you through qualification, and then we might get to the end because we've only got sort of 6 minutes to go. No doubt you've all got things we want to do. But again, I'm happy to hang on for another 20 minutes or so afterwards and answer any particular questions or have a look at particular sort of arrangements that you might think you need help with. Okay, so with regards to a new qualification, these are just options. It's actually really easy to create. If you know how to create course categories, if you know how to create course modules, you're going to find qualifications easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I'm going to add a qualification option. I'll show you that. I'm going to add a unit of competency course module. You're going to add a format, add a course master, add a course dates, right? So these are all the things you have to do. So the qualification option is the only thing that is different here. Everything else is pretty much the same as what we just did before. Okay, I don't know if I've even got any. Let's see if I've got a. Okay, I've got a slide here that I'll show you. You can see here, you can click on publish and then click on options, and then gives you options. Look, they're all our friendly course categories are in there, course modules are in there, and qualification. Click on the tree view, and when you click on the tree view, you can add a new qualification. So remember, this is not about a unit of competency. We're not talking about a competency that we're issuing. We're talking about a qualification. Now, a qualification in ASQA speak is also a program. I don't know why I've got the two names, but anyway, you're going to go to program, qualification, effectively the same thing. But what we can do is we can add them in here, and that allows us to select them when we're creating those course modules. Let's see what we can do here. So this is the same diagram. You've seen this before. You've seen the screenshot before. So once we're creating a qualification, we click on add after this node. That all looks familiar, right? And look at this. It's almost the same stuff. We're choosing a program identifier though. And again, just as we created a course module, I recommend you first of all select your program identifier. This is going to do a lookup on the training.gov.au data, and it's going to give you the name, the ID and the name of the program, and you copy that and paste it into the name here. Okay, really easy to do. Now again, if you've already set your defaults for your vet flag, this is going to say yes. So you've hardly got anything to do. All you have to do now is type in your scheduled hours. Okay, so once you've got your program identifier, type in your scheduled hours, copy the program identifier to your name and add, and that's it. That's your qualification created. Now you've got to create your format that's related to it. Okay, so again, I would use the same name, and if you've got this in your clipboard, so if you've copied that in, if you're sitting on your clipboard is your program identifier, your name of your qualification. Shoot into formats, paste that into your format name at the top, because that's going to be the name for your format, which is how you go ahead and again, here we go. You got your course master. Your format is now going to be the name of the qualification. Then you're going to add your topics, which are the names of your course modules, which you should have already created, okay? So maybe one of your steps is to create your qualification and then create your course modules. Then you go in and create your formats, okay? So maybe that's the right order to go about. Or if you've already got them and you've already created them, then it is just a case of selecting those course modules. And this is really just going to talk to you about unit of competency information on your course modules, but you know about this already. You're just like going, Scott, we're an expert in this area now. Again, you can see here how we're now creating in the options, we're creating those course modules, okay? Those course modules, and this is where now in the program, this is where we now select that qualification. So sorry about the naming change, but program is the name that we use in ASQA. To describe those qualifications. So you can click on the lightning bolt and get that qualification coming up. And then you have to add these units by getting the subject identifier, pasting that up here, selecting the program. And if you've got a whole lot to do for just a temporary time, you could choose a default program on your fields. I've done that before. When I've had 20 subject identifiers or units to add in, I've just made the program a default. And for the time period, all I've had to do is select the identifier, copy it in, select the identifier, copy it in. It's a little bit sort of, you know, RSI, repetitive strain industry like, but still it works. Format, you've seen this all before, so there's nothing special here. You know how to create these formats. This is where you're going to be copying in the qualification name up here. And then the topic name is going to be the course module name. So choose your course module, copy that in there. You should have already copied in your qualification name up here. And then all you've got to do is keep adding, clicking on that little plus button. And what you use the apply button that you'll see appearing up here after you've added. So after you've added and you've opened up your format, you'll see the apply. Once you've got the apply, then just keep clicking that. The last thing you want is for it to time out and you to lose all of that information that you've got. So definitely don't want that to happen too often. And then finally, you add your course master. So this is where we get to the point of adding the course master. We take our format, we take our course description, we take our process passing, and we combine them all in here to make our course master. So, you know, it's a pretty, everything sort of comes together once we've done that. And then we can go start adding our course dates. So that was a bit of a whiz bang add a new qualification, but you know, you knew most of that already. So hopefully you're feeling pretty confident about being able to do that.